So welcome guys, welcome to a new video. In this video we will basically go over previous price move, specifically a price move that happened last week, and how you guys can get an insight on how we specifically go over price action and how we basically analyze it and frame our setups. All right, so I hope you guys will like this video. If you like this, leave a like, a comment below on what we can better or what not. Okay guys, and let us get straight into the video. All right, so like many of you guys already know, we start our analysis on the monthly time frame. So basically the monthly time frame is a time frame that we frame our setups, our bias, and what we're expecting next in price. All right, so at this range right here, we are seeing previous selling happening, very strong selling happening. Okay, these are thousands of pips on the monthly time frame. Okay, so once we see this happening, this is some key area for us. And last month we had a bearish pin bar, okay, forming at this range, confirming that we could be seeing some downside. And then the next month we saw some downside here. Okay, of course prices happened to close higher, but then we had again the next month. Okay, so we didn't change our bias yet, since we didn't close outside of it. Okay, now it's Friday. Of course, price is closing here, but we have around about 2 weeks to trade and basically see if this level will close out inside the range or outside the range. But before continuing with the video, if you are interested about learning our full strategies, scalping and swing trading, then we have a special offer for you guys. So scroll down in the description and click the link, and if you're interested, you can join our full service for a small monthly fee. All right, so you will learn all these things and eventually get the same results as our students. Okay, so everything is included: scalping strategy course, swing trading course, daily analysis and trade setups, weekly analysis, trading psychology videos, and 24/7 support. So if you are interested in this service, click the link below and see you on the other side. But let us start and analyze this one candle right here. Okay, this one candle was initially very bullish. Okay, we saw very strong up move here. All right, but we already know we are expecting some bearish movements. Okay, and if price gets out here and gives us some confirmation on the lower time frames that we could be selling, then it's even better. All right, because we are getting better prices here. Okay, and as we go down on the lower time frames, you will see that eventually you could frame your setup with the higher time frame view on the lower time frames. So what we was expecting was a bullish open, okay, then for price to eventually close bearish. Okay, and that's what we saw. Okay, we saw bullish open, candle turned bearish. Okay, and then now it's sitting now here a bit outside. Okay, but just by looking how the candle forms, okay, how the candle formed along the way, we could be already framing our setup and expecting an eventual strong move to the downside. Okay, these are not the ranges that we are getting bullish from. Okay, this would be the most stupid thing that we could do, getting bullish here at the highest price. This is where FOMO buyers will get in, and we don't want to be in that position. All right, so you have seen here a very strong reaction here to the downside. so around 870 pips. Of course, you don't have to catch the whole move, but if you even catch a fraction of that, that's pretty well. Okay, that's pretty good. You can clap yourself on the shoulders. So let's get to the weekly time frame. Okay, so we see if we have some ranges there that we can play with. And on the weekly, you can see it already. Okay, price came into that red area. Okay, another area. Okay, that confirms it's a break of structure. Maybe it's not the strongest break of structure, but it's still a valid strong break of structure. Okay, we have here over 1,000 pips of movement. So we want to take that into consideration while trading. Okay, once it comes into this level, we are looking for shorts and shorts only. Okay, we won't specifically talk about this weekly candle, but there's a way where you can anticipate this price action right here. Okay, and basically trade alongside it. Okay, specifically a weekly candle and a daily candle. Okay, these are two candles that you really want to basically pay attention to. All right, and basically frame your setups around these candles. If you work with that, your accuracy will go up a lot. All right, so we have already many things speaking for this same setup. Okay, we have a weekly range, weekly level, a price that's broken to the downside. Okay, and we have here basically a monthly level as well, price eventually manipulate into the upside, where we could be seeing some further downside in the future. And like you can see here, this is what happens. This is a messy candle, but we will see if we get some follow through here. On a daily, we have as well another range. Okay, and we can see this range a bit clearer. Okay, so you can see here, this was the origin where price has broken market structure to the downside. So if price gets to this range, we are very interested in looking for sells. Okay, and this is the best way, the best area where you can eventually look for sells. And you can see you had multiple days of selling here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Okay, you could have been 6 days in a short bias and eventually get your money out. Okay, if you don't get in at these ranges here at the top, there are ways where you can still get in these daily candles and still get your piece out of the market. Okay, there's no need to hurry things, but this is a thing that we eventually will do for another YouTube video for you guys. And let us know in the comments if you're interested in seeing how to frame specific setups, okay, using the daily time frame. Okay, so leave us a comment below and we will see if there's enough demand for it. We will supply it. Okay, so now let's go to the 4 hour where things will get much more interesting. And the 4 hour is the level that we look for. Okay, our areas. Okay, and I will now go specifically just on the 4 hour. Okay, and then the 50-minute to basically frame or show you guys all the setups or entry methods that you could have used in that specific range. Okay, so now you can see here clearly we have broken down a weekly daily area all the way down to the 4 hour. And at the 4 hour, this is where you're looking for setups, okay, for potential areas where you could be looking to sell at a very good price. What you can see here, since this is a very obvious area, okay, what you can expect is this. Okay, this manipulation above. Okay, you see price didn't perfectly pinpoint the reaction. Price didn't held perfectly, okay? But there's no perfections in trading, okay? And if a level is so clear like this, expect some liquidity to be taken. That's important. That's number one thing that you have to take in consideration. It won't be always textbook perfect, all right? And you can see here multiple rejection candles, and price stayed here for quite a while. Okay, so we had price inside this 4-hour range for quite a while. So if you didn't get one entry, there will be plenty of entry opportunities. Okay, in this specific case, you could have used 2 entry methods that we teach in our own Discord community, which would be a classic 15-minute entry or eventual break or structure play, again for scalp or for trade that could be held for much longer. All right, so as we know, we are playing against the monthly force in this case, or with the monthly force, so we have to think about targets. Okay, and a good target in this case will be here. Okay, this could be the overall target that you can use. Okay, so this is alright, 500 pips of a range. Okay, so we'll keep this on the 50-minute. Okay, so you guys can see it, and eventually we can see how you could have played this move to the downside here. All right, and this would be a perfectly good target. Of course, you could have taken some along the way, but keep in mind what we have been working till now. Okay, so we went down from the monthly, weekly, daily, all the way to the 4-hour, to know where a high probability area is. Right, so let's go to the 50-minute, where we will see price action much clearer. Let me show this 4-hour zone inside of minutes, and then we can play about it. Okay, so what you see here, okay, and what I will already tell you guys, this is not always perfect. Okay, you won't always get a straight win when you're playing with these zones. Okay, to get very tight entries at these levels, sometimes you have to take some break evens or maybe a loss, but who cares if you're making 5-6 times what you're risking if the trade works out. Okay, that's number one that you have to think. And we can go over here very, very easily on how that would work out. Okay, so let's say you have entered here at these points, okay, which would be very early points, but this would be maybe a valid entry. Okay, but as we are very, very aggressive, this would be eventually a break-even trade. So let's say this would be a break-even trade. Okay, and you see price basically taking out the liquidity here. Okay, and you find an entry signal. Okay, so let's say you're looking to enter here around New York session. Okay, this would be your valid entry point. Stop loss can go above the high. Okay, and you're looking for this target, okay, to get some profits out of the market, or you can be looking for a trade like this. Okay, of course you have to have the balls to hold trades like this, but this is already a healthy target. Okay, 150 pips, or here as well 300 pips. This will be all healthy targets. Okay, targets depends on how you trade and how your risk appetite is, how long you hold trades. So you have to back test that. It's not me to tell you where you should hold your trades, but at least this level would be a valid area to look for potential trades. Okay, so this would be a first target that you could have targeted. Okay, maybe didn't reach that break-even trade. You re-enter here again. That's something that you guys can't fear. Re-entries are normal. Okay, and we often take break-even trades and have to re-enter again, or maybe a losing trade and have to enter again. That's completely normal. Okay, there's nothing perfect out here. Trading, you have to really be in the zone and really know, is this a valid re-entry, is this not? You can't be thinking too much. Okay, you have to act on your system. So have these things played out or planned out, know what can happen, and then eventually when you're on the live markets, it's just play. Okay, playing the game. Okay, nothing else. So this would be another entry, another break-even entry. No worries. Okay, and then we will have here another one. Okay, this is where your best entry potentially would be. Right, you have here liquidity spike, you have a pin bar, classic entry signal. Okay, you could have taken also 50% of that, but let's keep things simple for now. Okay, go for a reasonable stop loss, 25 pips, not a problem. Okay, and then you basically look for a healthy target here. This would be a healthy target, and you can see a very healthy trade, about 7-1. Okay, this would be our normal classic bread and butter trade. Okay, this is basically what we look up for on a daily basis, but these setups doesn't happen too often. They happen maybe 2-3 times a month, so you have to know how to play them. And there are some other setups that we work with, which are scalp setups, etc., etc. Okay, so you guys know what we actually look after. The next setup, okay, since I told you guys there were 2 forms of entry here, that could be very, very easily told to you guys, and you guys can explain or understand it. And the next one would be here. Okay, we have seen initial break or structures here. Okay, price breaking structure, very, very aggressive here from this point. Okay, so eventually some important people have sold at this range. Okay, and you could eventually set a limit order here. Okay, with your stop a bit above it. Okay, you stop a bit above it and a target here. Okay, or you enter here. Okay, with a bit bigger stop. Okay, but you can still get a 4-1 here. Okay, which is the absolute minimum we go for. But if you go for a range, something like this, you can get a good trade as well. Okay, so it really doesn't matter when you enter. You just have to have clear entry rules. Okay, and in this case, this is a break or structure that we have seen coming from a very important range, and price comes back into it. Okay, and then you can hit the sell button again. Okay, of course you can increase your position size by pyramiding it the way down, but that's something for another video. But these are 2 potential entry formations or entry models that you can find on a certain important level. And keep in mind, monthly levels don't play out that often, so a huge trade like this, okay, you can see this, a huge trade to the downside only works usually if you have some high time frame narrative that you can play with. All right, so I hope you guys have some value from this video, and if you guys want to see some other stuff, just let us know and we will get to it. All right, so see you guys in another video, and trade safe.